Hey, so I was just listening to somebody talk about how moderation didn't work for them when it came to drinking and using. And so I thought I'd share from the perspective of KI why moderation doesn't work. To put it directly, moderation doesn't work because we're in emotional repression, which is a state that demands that we live by rules, good, bad, should, shouldn't. It basically turns the world black and white because if it were gray, then we might have to feel stuff. Now, let me explain that a little bit more. When we were kids, we were born into gray, right? Nothing was black and white because we didn't know about the rules yet. We were introduced to the rules usually abruptly by some adult or adults. And when that started to happen, though we probably didn't realize it, we were faced with a decision. We could comply or we could resist. To comply or be good, we had to push down certain emotions, often anger, power. Or to resist, we had to push down more vulnerable emotions like hurt or sadness. But either way, we began to repress emotions, which causes suffering. Suffering in the form of a growing worldview that says, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this you should do, this you shouldn't do, black and white. And the really important thing to understand here is that worldview is held in place by the glue of buried and repressed emotions. Because remember, we didn't have that worldview until we began to repress emotions by following or breaking rules. And this is why we sometimes say in KI that emotional repression creates a false morality, right? It creates black and white thinking. And here's the irony. The suffering that arises from that emotional repression-driven black and white thinking drives some people to compulsively and addictively use alcohol and drugs. And surprise, surprise, they're not able to moderate their alcohol or drug use because of black and white, all or nothing thinking. It's either I have to drink and use, which means I'm an addict or I'm bad, or I have to stop drinking and using, which means I'm a recovering addict and I'm good. Now, here's the disrupt that we offer you in KI's Authentic Recovery. You're doing both things, using and drinking, not using and drinking, in an unconscious attempt to get your childhood needs met. Childhood needs that are created, sustained, and driven by the buried, repressed emotions in your body. And this is why moderation doesn't work for most people, because if you moderated, or you were able to, there'd be no chance of getting those desperate emotional needs met. To do that, you either have to be good, bad, right, wrong, sober, wasted. The problem has to be black and white, and the solution has to be black and white. Because black and white is all you've ever known. So the question becomes, how do you get out of this black and white prison? How do you get out of believing anything positive or negative about yourself? You do the thing that you haven't done yet. You resolve emotional repression. And in doing so, you regain the power of choice over both drinking and using and not drinking and using, right? So now you're able to moderate. Not drink and use or drink and use heavily, but now it's a natural choice, see? The bottom line is, do you want to live in a black and white paradigm driven by emotional repression, or do you want to live in a gray paradigm that's the result of resolving emotional repression and suffering? One in which you can actually be yourself again, whatever that looks like. And either way is totally fine. So if you want black or white, try 12-step religion or spirituality. And if you want to go gray, come give KI a shot.